let's get ready for our morning practice. Sit yourself in a good cross-legged position. Hold onto your knees and elevate your heart area up to the ceiling, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Just look down at the floor, look at something that doesn't move. Just spend a few moments listening to the breath and acknowledging that the breath brings us into the present moment. Soften your jaw, soften your tongue and your throat. Release your knees, bring your hands into Namaste. Push the palms firmly together, lengthen from your armpits into your elbows. And then with an exhalation, allow your eyes to gently close. Spending some time listening to the breath and allowing the breath to bring us into the present moment. This moment now where the air hits the nostrils, where it fills the lungs, bringing in energy from the universe. With an exhalation, draw your chin down to meet your chest, lift your chest up to meet your chin. Spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude, of thankfulness for something or someone or somewhere. Finding something good in your existence and just dwelling upon it for a moment. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area, and then release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Just listen to the breath. raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. So just spend a moment just adjusting your position on your seat bones, just feeling that you're really sitting fully evenly. Hold onto your knees, lift up into your chest. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right, drawing your abdomen across as your ribs and your shoulders. Acknowledging the sensations that the pose introduces into the physical body. Just drawing your attention inwards to the feeling of the pose. Come back to the center. Hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, and then turn to the left. Focusing on the breath and your body's response to the pose, even if that means that perhaps there's fairly minimal response to the pose. Maybe there's a big response to the pose. Just come back to the center. Come onto your knees, sit back on your heels for a moment. Just allow your legs to just sink into the ground and then push the shins into the floor, really consciously pressing the shins into the ground. Lift up into the heart area and then come forward, stretching your arms forwards, hitting the seat bones down on your heels and then stretching your arms away. Come up onto your knees, turn your toes under, and then bring yourself up into dog down. Again, just observe your body's response to the pose, just listening to the breath. Listening to the inhalation and the exhalation. Aiming to activate the legs. Activate the legs and the kneecaps. Turning the fronts of the thighs inwards. Lifting the seat bones to the ceiling. Lifting the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin. Step your feet forwards, come up into a standing position. And then get a couple of blocks for your hands for half uttanasana. Bring your feet as wide apart as your mat. Your hands on your hips, wing the elbows towards each other behind you so that you broaden the front of the chest. Try and get the thumbs to reach towards each other behind your back. Keep creeping them towards each other. Lift up into the chest, keep the head lifted, keep the back straight, and then hinge entirely at the hips. Reach down, find the blocks. Just feel for yourself how the poses, challenge, or otherwise. If you can go down any lower, then do. But just working to protect your back. Just stay higher up if your back is uncomfortable, or just give yourself additional challenge if it's if your back feels okay. Keep the legs straight, fiercely activating the kneecaps. Maybe fiercely isn't the right word, that's not a word we want to associate with practice, but determinedly, with determination. Project the chin and the chest forwards, extending the chin and the chest forwards, listening to the breath. And then bring your hands into your hips, and then come up into a standing position, and then come into Tadasana. At the inner edge of your feet together, big toes touching, heels apart. So heels together, big toes together, and then come back, come into Tadasana. Feel the pose from your feet to the top of the head. Just listen to the breath. Bring your arms out in towards the chest, and then step or jump nice and wide for trikonasana. Turn the left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out. Bring in the chest and the hips to face the front. Rotating the legs from the inside out. Keeping that back leg especially really determinedly activated. Reach down, find the shin on the right side, and then spend a few moments just observing your balance and the balance of action and your alignment. So a quick look down at your head, directly over the foot. If it's not, then lift the chest a little more, squeeze the front leg, buttock bone forwards a little more, and then look up again. Just feel what's happening inside the body. Feel the stretch of the hamstrings. Activate the mirror image leg. So if there's tension in the hamstrings, if there's resistance in the hamstrings, then work the hamstrings of the opposite leg. Just to even out that sensation. Come back to the centre. Swap the feet around, turn the right toes in. Left leg and foot all the way out, and then reach over, find the shin. Observe that one side is inevitably different to the other, and just spend time in acknowledgement that this sensation is bringing us into the present moment. So find that sensation and balance it in the opposite leg, or in the opposite arm, or in the other side of the chest. Come back to the centre, bring your feet parallel, and then step or jump the feet back together, come back into Tadasana. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards your chest. Step a little wider, or jump a little wider than you did last time. Turn the left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out. And again, face the front with the chest and the hips. Turn the legs in the same direction, broadening them outwards. Keep that back leg straight and then bend the front knee. Find a right angle with that back leg, but keep pushing deeply into that back leg. Keep your attention inside the physical body, stretching towards that left hand as well as stretching towards the right. Find that right angle. Reach down, find the floor or a block if you can't reach, and then turn the abdomen. Keep that back leg straight and then reach up and over, keeping that top hand in a straight line with the straight leg. I went out of ceiling height a little here, so I have to just adjust the position of the arm. It's not quite in the right place, but it's better than nothing. So keep that right leg bent, pushing the knee into the arm and rotate the abdomen from the floor to the ceiling. And then come back to the center, swap the feet around. It's a parsvakonasana. It's a really good pose for reminding you that your body is there. Because no matter how you come into it, your body knows that it's there. Turn the legs. Bend that front leg, keep that back leg really firm, tightened at the kneecap, reach down and then reach over. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Keeping that knee bent, keeping the back leg straight, drawing the abdomen up towards the ceiling. Observe the feeling of the body. Come back to the center. Bring the feet parallel. And then step or jump the feet back together. Just spend a few moments in Tadasana, observing, feeling in the body. Woken up the torso, how you've woken up the legs, how you've woken up the arms. And then bring your arms nice and wide in towards your chest, and then step or jump, go wide again. So as wide as you can go for prasarita, padottanasana. Turn your toes in, your hands on your hips, straighten your legs, tighten the kneecaps, lift up into the chest, wing the elbows towards each other behind you. Try and get the thumbs to reach towards each other behind you, winging the elbows back. And then keeping the head lifted, hinge at the hips. And then reach down. Project the chin and the chest forwards. Keep the head lifted. Keep extending the chin forwards. Just feel the action of the legs. Turn the fronts of the legs inwards this time, like you do when you're in Tadasana, so that you can pick up the seat bone. You can lengthen the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin, and then either stay there or come down. Find the floor with your head. Bring the heels of your hands in line with the heels of the feet. Lift the shoulders away from your ears. Keep correcting the legs if they go wrong. Keep turning the legs inwards. Turn the fronts of the legs inwards. Feel how the feet and the hands connect to the ground and then grow out of the feet and the hands into the arms and into the legs and into the hips. And then when you're ready, just reach forwards, just bring the head up. Just come back into the first stage. Just observe how the brain feels a little quieter. Bring the palms of the hands down onto the floor. And then step or jump the feet back together. And then come back up into Tadasana. And then come down onto all fours. Bring your hands shoulder width apart. Really spread in the palms, making sure that the hands make really good contact with the mat. Step back, turn your toes under, have your feet hip width apart. And then come up into dog down. Observing, feeling of alignment. Just make corrections if there's misalignments. Spend time observing the breath, feeling the lungs, feeling the chest expand upwards and outwards with the in-breath and relaxing with the out-breath. Allow the breath to bring your attention into the present. Sit back on, come down onto your knees. Sit back on your heels for a moment. Observing the sensation of yogic energy, prana that comes from the breath and from extending the muscles to open up their energy. And then come forwards into Adho Mukha Virasana. Resting your head down, putting a block underneath your head if there's kind of poor connection. Bring the head down to the floor. Allow the forehead to press into the floor. Allow the forehead skin to gather around the eyebrows, pushing the forehead into the floor and sliding the head just away from the neck a little so that you bring some gentle stretch into the forehead skin, where the skin gathers around the eyebrows. Consciously press the forehead into the floor. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push yourself up into a seated position. Just observe the lightness of your energy, hopefully the balance of that lightness. Bring yourself into cross legs or into half padottanasana, whichever is comfortable. Sit either directly on the floor or on a lift. So the lift underneath just helps to bring the knees down and to extend the spine. If you find that your knees are high or your spine doesn't really lift, then sit on a lift. Hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across and your ribs and your shoulders. Feeling the balance of the seat bones and adjusting the position of the torso. Come back to the centre. Hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest. And then turn to the left. And then gently come back to the centre. Just create a little lift with for your bolster. So one block on the low end, one on the higher end, and then just have a blanket for underneath your head as well. Come down onto your back. Come into baddha, and then guide yourself, so lifting the chest as you guide yourself down along the bolster, and then have the folded blanket for underneath your head. So you don't, we were discussing the other day, weren't we, how in this pose, if this aggravates your back in any way, you can sit a bit further away from the bolster, or you can sit more closely into the bolster. Just see what you kind of need to give you the necessary support so that you can stay without it feeling like it's aggravating a condition. Have the index fingers together. Close your eyes and just draw your attention to your breath. Observing how the in-breath brings in the positive energy of the universe. Bringing in the positive energy of the universe. And with each inhalation, that energy comes into the lungs and the lung lining absorbs the oxygen or the prana within the breath, and that is transferred into the blood. So just spend a few moments listening to the breath. As you inhale and allow the air to percolate into the blood, spend a few moments just dwelling on something in your life that brings you positive energy. So it could be simple things like a good coffee, a favourite tea, or just the smell of something cooking, or the smell of the fresh spring air when the season turns. Just the simple things in life that bring about a moment of positivity. Just picture that thing or that person or that place and hold that positive energy in your heart. Express thankfulness. And then move to something else in your life that brings you positive energy, perhaps in a different way, or perhaps more of the same. Allowing that feeling of positive energy, that holding that thing or that place or that person in your head accumulates into the heart area. Express thankfulness for having it in your life, and then move on to something else that brings you positive energy. Sometimes it feels like a challenge to find something positive, but there's always something, however minimal, however you take it for granted. Just allowing that positivity to accumulate in the heart area and to express gratitude. Thankfulness for having that person or that place or that thing in your life. Move on to something else. Brings you a sensation of positivity. Holding that feeling of good vibes in your heart area and then moving on to something else. Something that brings you positive energy. Allowing that sensation of positivity to accumulate in the heart area, and then express thanks for all of those things that you have considered. Bearing in mind that there are probably countless other things that you could continue to express gratitude for. Just gently release your knees, stretch your legs away. Stay with the bolster. If it's uncomfortable, then you can remove it. Maybe put the bolster underneath your knees instead. Just allow yourself to become heavy, observing that feeling of positive energy radiating from the bones into the muscles. Radiating from the bones and into the muscles and into the organs. And then when ready to disturb yourself, just wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, just roll off the bolster, just come down onto your right side, just come down onto the floor, just spend a moment just in connection with the ground. And then straighten out the top leg. Come back up into seated position, just bring yourself into cross legs with your hands in the masti. Just a final spinal lift, drawing the breath in through the nose and down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice. A good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the gratitude meditation brings to the body and to the mind. Filling the breath all the way into the abdomen. And with an exhalation, draw your chin down to meet your chest. Spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you have created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world, to people, to places, to things that need our positive energy. Recognizing that positive energy always overcomes negative, but it can be a challenge to find that positive energy. But negative energy spreads negative energy. Positive energy will always overcome negative energy. Release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Just bring the tip of the index finger with the tip of the thumb. Just a gesture of peacefulness that we can carry into our day. And then as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel like you've given yourself a good stretch, and maybe just spending a little time considering the positive things in your life. It just gives you a little uplift of energy. So thank you very much for joining me.